What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Action Jackson, and in today's video, I'm going to first start out with the injuries. Well, the two injuries happened to our safety room with Donovan Wilson and Izzy. Then I'm going to talk about the guys who are coming off of injury, like Terrence Steele and Tony Pollard. And then I'm going to talk about the notes and just the summation about what happened during camp today. So before we hop into the video, I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. So we had two scares so far to start our first day of training camp, and that's something that you don't want to go through, especially with this long journey that we're trying to reach for. And our goal is to play up until February. That's the goal for the entire team, not only for me, but for the entire team. I want these little knick-knack injuries piling up. And it seems like every offseason, or mainly every training camp, we have some sort of injury scare or an injury happen. But it was reported by Clarence Hill first about how he had went down. Donovan Wilson had went down, and he was in the tent and he seemed visibly upset, which, you know, you would be, especially you just getting that big contract and you just having the big type of impact year that you had the past 2 years. But the last year, you were being noticed recognizably across the league that you were one of the best underrated safeties in the league. And then for you to come in on your first training camp and you're having an injury. So he was carted off of practice, and came out that it was just a calf strain. It wasn't too bad. At the time of this recording, which is about 5 o'clock right now, we don't know the severity of the calf strain, but they're saying it's not too serious, and that the Cowboys will take precaution with Donovan Wilson for the next, however long he needs to be healthy for. When I did Google it, I don't know, Cowboys doctors are different than Google doctors, but Google said that, it can potentially take up to 6 weeks. And if it is 6 weeks by what Google says, he for sure will be missing week 1, no later than week 1. He'll for sure probably be back week 2, but if he was to make 6 weeks from now, he will definitely miss week 1 against the Giants. So now then I was wondering, okay, well, Donovan Wilson went down, then, I'm pretty sure Izzy would be, time for him to step up. Then he was the second player who got bit with the injury bug today, and they said that he felt his hamstring tighten up today during the first training camp practice in Oxnard. A person familiar with the situation said he pulled himself from practice as a precaution. He said he will undergo an MRI to confirm the severity. Then they said the MRI for Cowboys, Izzy won't occur until tomorrow morning. And there's actually a chance it will be deemed unnecessary based on how muscle responds. A person familiar with the situation said good sign for, for a DB who played critical downs at nickel last postseason. So if it's not that serious, he'll be able to come out tomorrow and practice. But if anything else is different, I will report on the news. I'll probably make a short about it. But that's tough to, hear from your first, one of your two best safeties on, on your team. Of course, you still got Malik Hooker and Jaron Kearse, and we still have such a bevy of safeties. So when both safeties went down, Marquise Bell stepped up and continued out practice. So like you said, these aren't two horrible injuries. So they'll be able to bounce back from it, I believe, and we'll be just fine. But that was just kind of scary to hear the first day of practice, both your most versatile safeties are out. So then shout out to Kyle Yeomans. I'm putting up his tweet on the screen right now. But our second part of the injuries is that people who are coming back from injuries are Terrence Steele. And like I said it before in the video, to where that I think that he wasn't going to be ready until October, November. But then, you more and more time you start thinking about it throughout the offseason, you understand that offensive line ACLs are different than skill positions. So like a person like Michael Gallup, he needed at least 11 to 12 months fully recovered from the injury for him to come out and play, and we rushed him back, and that wasn't a great idea. But Terrence Steele, he's looking fine. He's been doing a lot of working out with Duke Mayweather, one of the big offensive line coaches out in Texas. So he's been doing his thing with Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele has been recovering really well, they've been saying. And we'd have to put him out on PUP. We'd have to start out, the year with him on PUP, like how we had to do with Jordan Lewis and Luke Schoonmaker. So hearing that Terrence Steele is coming back and he's looking, he's moving without any sort of problems, any implications, and he was involved in the first practice that was back. So that's great news to hear. Pollard, he was able to run around and do running back drills. So they're saying limited reps for him. For him getting back, of course, he did suffer his clean break that he did suffer against the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round. So that's great for that end. And then also to add on to now practice is that they love the physicality and the pace of practice. Looked like this team was ready to get back to football, which, if you end the year like how you ended it out in the 22-23 season, you'll be hungry to come back out and compete. And that was a lot of things. I love how they were competing out there. And I have clips posted up on the screen right now, but I know you got stuff on Gilmore, Brandon Cooks were going at it. There was a clean catch today by Yep. There was a nice interception by Eric Scott Jr. that bounced right off the hands of Simi Fehoko. A lot of people were already wanting to cut him and come for his head. And a lot of people were clowning down pressure as well. But, he made that mistake and then he came right back after that and made up a smooth catch in the red zone. So, Jalen Tolbert was active in 7-on-7 in full team. I have a clip going on that for right now. I already talked about a draw pass from Simi Fehoko led to Eric Scott Jr. interception. Both Donovan Wilson and Israel left with injuries. Jake Ferguson did put on some good weight, and I did notice that he was a little bit bigger on that one clip I'm showing right now. Then Deuce Vaughn had a nice juke move when it came into full team. And another period also that I'm going to show up as well was I saw Cooper Rush throwing a nice touchdown to Jalen Marino Copper, our undrafted free agent, in the back left pylon of the end zone. So that was pretty cool to see as well. Just because, you want to see the depth on your team and your rookies. And, you also want to see that, if anything happens to any of your receivers, any receivers from 3 to 6, if you can throw in a Marino Copper and he can pick up, he takes starting reps and he can just go out there and fill in with no drop off at the wide receiver position. That's what makes championship roster team, because the depth is something that you need on this team because injuries happen and people don't play up to par like how they want to. So it's clear that you want to get in guys that are all ready to play. So basically, outside of the injuries, camp was good. Great practices from all of our quarterbacks. Great offensive practice today and defensive practice today. There was no pads on. They're going to do pads next week leading up to the first preseason game. So it was a nice first day of practice. Hopefully that no severity comes out with no serious injury or news comes out with Israel Mukuamu, and we try to find out the severity of Donovan Wilson and see how quickly he can come back from his injury that he did sustain today. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.